Welcome back, welcome back. It's Danny, and we're back with another episode of the Swim Good podcast. Tonight, we are talking about, can a couch be a central character in the Insecure storyline? I know, it sounds crazy, but you guys know I love to deep dive, and when I deep dive, my mind starts looking at everything and putting together themes across the seasons. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm sure I'm not the only one who's noticed, but couches play a major role in describing where relationships are. And so tonight, we are going to break it down. I just wanted to hit you guys with a little bit of a deep dive, something to ponder while we're waiting for episode number 5. As we all know, tonight is the block party episode. Issa gave a little Easter egg about what may go down in episode 5 right at the beginning of episode 1. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to get to it. Can a couch be a central character in the Insecure storyline? I think yes, and let me tell you why. I feel like the couch is the ultimate background cast member in this series. If you'll remember, way back in season 1, depressed Lawrence was on the couch for 2 years. Issa was very annoyed with him, tried to break up with him whilst he was on the couch. We know that initially when they purchased the couch, I guess earlier on in their relationship, when they first moved in together, it was a beautiful couch. There was the promise of what their life could look like, or what their relationship could look like. I don't know if they were looking at their whole life at that point. But with Woot Woot being a non-starter, and Lawrence's entrepreneurial dreams just kind of falling by the wayside, really the couch became a symbol of broken promises, right? And depression and unfulfilled goals. And so while Issa and Lawrence are still in the relationship, they have this discussion. Like Issa tries to break up with him. That kind of lights a little fire under Lawrence's butt. They decide to get rid of the couch. The couch is holding them back. They put the couch out. They're excited, right? They go get a new couch. And the old couch is still sitting there. Like no one wants it because that couch is a mess. What we see from them is that they get a new couch. It's like a blue, maybe like a teal blue couch, cute couch. And this couch represents new promises and a new opportunity for them to move in the same direction. This blue couch represents what? Growth. I'm sure you can see Kelly's hands doing the growth symbol. That new blue couch was supposed to represent something, but that couch also is sort of the beginning of the end for Lawrence and Issa. That's when Issa ends up cheating with Daniel. At some point, Lawrence figures it out and he asks her about it. It's a total breakdown of the relationship. So when he leaves, he's like, "At this couch, I'm gone." And you remember pretty much what he leaves behind is the couch. And the blue couch is really a symbol of what was supposed to be growth and then the ultimate demise of their relationship. And it also is representative of complication. At some point, Lawrence comes back over to Issa's to pick up some stuff. And if you remember, they have a very brief sexual encounter, which causes confusion for Issa, right? And then Lawrence runs back to Tasha at that point. If you guys remember, Tasha Bank Bay. Before Lawrence and Issa actually break up, Issa is avoiding Lawrence and she goes where? She goes to sleep on Molly's couch. And that's really the place where she can avoid having the tough conversation with Lawrence. Going forward, Lawrence eventually moves into a new place and he's dating Aparna. I think Chad called her Jasmine all the time. And she kind of clowns Lawrence for not having a couch, but instead going to buy like a giant TV and speakers over having like a couch, like some place to sit down and to get settled in his new place. Yeah. So there's other couches who we see Issa move into Daniel's place, right? And where is she sleeping? On Daniel's couch, right? And so Daniel's couch becomes a place of Issa's mess. Issa's not doing well at work at this point. Her relationship with Lawrence is kaput. She had tried to go on, like, have a hotation, right? And she was just not having any luck, and she totals her car. And so really, it was just a nightmare for her to be on that couch, because it was also humiliating, because Daniel entertained other women in his room while Issa was in his apartment and on his couch. That whole situation was a mess. At the end of season 3, Issa gets a new job and she's working as an apartment manager. And we notice that while she's with Nathan, she has a new couch, right, for her new place. But the couch remains wrapped up. And so she doesn't enjoy that space. She's living out of boxes. But when she kind of goes through the devastation of Nathan disappearing for a month, she decides to choose her. And at that moment, after she has that big conversation with Nathan, she goes into her apartment, unpacks everything, and the last thing she does is to unpack the couch. And we see her drinking wine on her couch and really just sitting back and enjoying this new place, this new space that she's in, and this new growth that she fully expects to step into now as a woman in her 30s. And then in season 4, we're about to get to the Easter egg, right? Season 4, episode 1 opens up with Molly and Issa. Our girls are back together again, and they're doing self-care Sundays. We see them coming in for their self-care Sundays, really bonding, having a good time. But where does this bonding happen? We know that they're hiking and they come back and they chill at Issa's, but I noticed that they never sit on the couch. They sit on the floor in front of the couch. They're standing around, but they're not actually enjoying this couch, this new couch that represents new energy that Issa is occupying, this new sense of self. Molly doesn't get to sit on that couch. But one of the first, well, I'm going to get there. The Easter egg is coming. The Easter egg is coming. I know y'all rocking with me. And I know this whole thing is like weird. Do y'all think I'm weird? Or do y'all feel me on this? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So going back into season 4, another couch where Molly is actually sitting on. Remember, Molly and Issa in about episode 3, where Molly and Issa were supposed to have a conversation over Thanksgiving, over pie. And Molly goes to her parents' house. She's still beefing with her pops for stepping out on her mom's like 30 years ago. And her brother really has to have a conversation with her. But I think really the impetus for Molly forgiving her dad is realizing that, well, I'm not going to beef with two people I care about at the same time. And when Issa decides to stay with her brother for Thanksgiving and not have that conversation that she's dreading having with Molly anyway, you see that Molly kind of takes a step back. She serves her dad a piece of pie and she sits down on the couch next to her dad for the first time. And you can see it's her kind of melting to her dad and deciding, you know what, let me call a truce. And then finally, the last scene, which is really the first scene of the first episode of season 4, but I'm going to tell you why I'm putting it last, is Issa on her couch in her new apartment on the evening of the block party. After that scene, it's 4 months before the block party. So we know that this scene is directly after the block party. Issa says on the phone to a friend, we don't know who the friend is yet, honestly, I don't really F with Molly anymore. Now, this episode tonight, episode 5, we're going to finally get to see what happens. At least that's my prediction. We know that Insecure is like a slow burn, so they may not necessarily come out with everything at once. But from what I remember about the first episode, the camera pans across a dark street where all of the vendors have closed down for the block party, and then it pans into Issa's apartment. So to me, that means that this conversation happens directly following the block party, which means that the block party is going to show Issa and Molly really why they're not messing with each other anymore. So either there's going to be a blow up, or something. I think for Issa, there's going to be a major disappointment. To be honest, the disappointment could have already come in the form of Molly not helping Issa out last episode, in episode 4, with a new act. So perhaps that's it. But maybe they exchange some words. Like, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think Issa and Molly are going to exchange some words at the block party? Do you think that something crazy is about to pop off, that there's going to be a fight? I've seen previews where Molly's there, but we also have seen previews where Molly says to Andrew that she really doesn't even want to go. So I wonder if she just kind of goes at the last minute, and maybe that's that's the straw that did it for Issa. But I'm really interested to see what happens tonight. I'm going to be back on tonight after the episode. Please go ahead, subscribe, like this video if you like what I'm doing. I'm going to try to come back at least 3 times a week. We only have, after tonight, 5 more episodes, because they have 10 this season, which I'm really excited about. So let's do this together, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Once again, I'm Danny. This has been the Swim Good podcast, and I'll see you. Kick off my shoes and swim good.